Missing Michael Vaughan, Monkey Mondays, where we only cover the facts. The 27th of July marks 3 years since Michael's disappearance. 3 years, 1,095 days, 26,280 hours, 1,576,800 minutes. Way too long. In the picturesque city of Fruitland, Idaho, nestled along the tranquil Snake and Payette rivers in Payette County, Idaho, a serene summer day on July 27th, 2021, took a tragic turn for the Vaughn family. Fruitland, known as the Big Apple of Idaho, is a close-knit community with a population of just under 6,000 people, characterized by its apple orchards and scenic beauty. Brandy Vaughan, dedicated mother, had been working tirelessly for several days without a break, yearning for some quality time with her children during her upcoming days off. As she prepared to leave for work that hot day, her energetic son Michael, affectionately nicknamed Monkey, looked up at her and said, "I love you, Mama." She promised to return home early to play with him and tuck him into bed that night. Tragically, that promise would remain unfulfilled. Michael's father, Tyler, stayed at home to care for their children. Around 4 p.m., Brandy called home to check in on her family, and everything appeared to be normal. However, a few hours later, as Tyler attended to their baby's needs, he realized that Michael was no longer in the living room engrossed in his Nintendo Switch. Panic gripped Tyler as he frantically searched the house, fearing that Michael had wandered off, behavior he had exhibited on previous occasions. Tyler rushed outside, hoping to find Michael playing with other children in the neighborhood, but his frantic search yielded no sign of the young boy. Desperation set in, prompting Tyler to call Brandy and the police. Brandy received the call at work and without hesitation left immediately to return home. Police officers met her near her residence, and it became abundantly clear that the search for Michael was already in full swing. Neighbors began piecing together their recollections of sightings between 6 and 7 p.m. They remembered that Michael didn't appear scared, but no one had meticulously kept track of his whereabouts, and soon Michael had simply vanished. The Fruitland community rallied together, united by a shared determination to find Michael. Some residents combed the town, scouring every nook and cranny, while others ventured into fields and storm drains. From trash cans to park bathrooms, every conceivable hiding spot was meticulously searched. The evening of July 27th, 2021 was marked by a sullen milestone when the first missing and endangered child alert was issued at 8:20 p.m. Despite the relentless efforts of the Fruitland Police Department and the outpouring of support from the community, an Amber Alert couldn't be issued due to the stringent criteria which required evidence of an abduction. The search continued unabated over the next week, with law enforcement tirelessly working around the clock as Fruitland, Idaho held its collective breath, desperately hoping for Michael's safe return. The story of the young boy's mysterious disappearance had only just begun. The small community would soon face more twists and turns in their quest to find the energetic 5-year-old they affectionately called Monkey. The Fruitland Police Department received support from various agencies, including the National Guard, the FBI, Idaho State Police, Mountain Search and Rescue, and several other law enforcement organizations. A total of 13 different law enforcement agencies converged on the small town to assist in the search efforts. During a press conference held on August 4th, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Hubb provided insight into the extensive search operations. Nearly 200 homes and their properties underwent thorough searches, with all residents being questioned. Additionally, authorities examined 200 trash cans, drained canals, and irrigation ditches, and even pumped a nearby septic tank due to concerns that Michael might have fallen into it. Despite these efforts, no trace of Michael was found. CCTV footage from both residential and business cameras was meticulously reviewed. Furthermore, 163 tips were distributed to numerous investigators. Though most were cleared quickly, the search extended to cover 3,800 acres of farmland, utilizing drones, aircraft, scent dogs, boats, kayaks, and even paragliders in the extensive operation. Despite the dedication of highly trained individuals and specialized resources that had joined the search in Fruitland, there was still no sign of the missing 5-year-old. Chief J.D. Huff emphasized that unwavering commitment to finding Michael, stating, "Our goal is to find Michael. We've enlisted the support of a considerable number of highly trained people and specialized resources who have come here to Fruitland to assist in this search." The relentless pursuit of Michael's whereabouts continued, underscoring the determination of law enforcement and the community to bring him home safely. Over the next 3 months, the relentless search for Michael persisted. During this challenging period, Brandy and Tyler remained resolute in their efforts to ensure that Michael's name and face stayed at the forefront of everyone's thoughts and prayers. Brandy, grappling with the immense heartbreak, candidly expressed to a KBOI reporter, "How many times can the human heart break? I don't even know how many times mine does in a day." Her poignant words captured the profound anguish that the family endured. The tight-knit community of Fruitland joined in their grief, coming together to support the Vaughan family. Some residents hung posters bearing Michael's image, while others actively scoured the area in search of any leads that might lead to his safe return. In a poignant display of solidarity, the group organized a motorcycle ride to raise awareness about Michael's disappearance. Participants congregated at Fruitland Community Park, their motorcycles adorned with blue ribbons, which happened to be Michael's favorite color. Their presence was a heartfelt testament to the unwavering hope that Michael will be found and reunited with his family. In November 2021, an announcement shook the Fruitland community and the Vaughn family to their core. Despite the exhaustive search effort, law enforcement made a disheartening revelation. They believed that Michael had been abducted. The realization came as a result of the scarcity of evidence discovered during the extensive searches. During this trying period, the Vaughn family cooperated fully with the investigation, even going as far as undergoing lie detector tests. These tests swiftly ruled them out as suspects, eliminated any suspicion surrounding their involvement in Michael's disappearance. The family's innocence was established early on in the investigation, leaving them solely focused on the desperate quest to locate their beloved son. In August 2022, a remarkable campaign known as Homeward Bound was launched. This initiative involved the use of semi truck trailers that prominently displayed Michael's information as they traveled various routes across the United States. The unwavering dedication of Michael's family and the Fruitland Police Department in their tireless efforts to locate Michael was evident. Brandy, Michael's devoted mother, waged a relentless battle and worked tirelessly for the cause, advocating for what would eventually become known as Monkey's Law. Monkey's Law is a new missing persons alert law in Idaho. It was named after 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, who went missing in Fruitland, Idaho. The law establishes an emergency alert system that parallel to the Amber Alert. It unifies how Idaho law enforcement handles reports of missing or endangered persons in the state. The disappearance and the profound grief experienced by the Vaughn family had not gone unnoticed. In a significant gesture of support, Governor Brad Little of Idaho took action on April 27, 2022. He officially signed Monkey's Law into effect. This new legislation established an innovative endangered missing persons alert system running parallel to the Amber Alert, designed to address cases that do not meet the stringent criteria for an Amber Alert. Monkey's Law promised to be a valuable tool in the search for missing individuals like Michael, ensuring that their stories are not overlooked and that every effort is made to bring them home safely. During the summer of 2022, rumors began to circulate throughout the community, hinting at a renewed focus from investigators on the area where Michael had last been seen. These whispers of renewed efforts to find Michael gave hope to many. Then, on November 11th, 2022, a significant development shook Fruitland. An announcement that was made that a credible tip had been received suggesting that crucial evidence related to Michael's disappearance might be located on the premises of a local house on Red Wing Street. Anticipation filled the air as officers arrived at Brandy and Tyler's home on that particular day. The Vaughn family expected another update on their son's case, but what they received was unexpected. They were informed that a woman named Sarah Wandra had been arrested in connection with Michael's disappearance. However, it was important to note that at the time Michael's whereabouts had not yet been determined. This turn of events marked a pivotal moment in the ongoing search for Michael, injecting a new sense of urgency and hope into a case that had captured the hearts and attentions of the entire community. Brandy and Tyler's world was suddenly thrown into turmoil by this unexpected revelation. Brandy couldn't help but recollect that when they initially ventured out to search for Michael, she had knocked on the door of the very residence where he was believed to be. Regrettably, no one had answered the door during the critical moments. What compounded their distress was the realization that this house was just a stone's throw away from their own home. The thought that Michael had potentially been in such close proximity all along was an agonizing burden to bear. The emotional toll on the family was immeasurable as they grappled with the unsettling proximity of their son during those harrowing days of his disappearance. At the residence on Red Wing Street, where Michael might have been abducted, there were other occupants present. Among them was Wander's husband, Stacy, who was suspected of being involved in the incident. However, it's worth noting that he had not been apprehended at the time. Instead, Stacy was already serving a sentence in the Washington County Jail for an unrelated firearms charge. Law enforcement's attention was not only focused on the arrested individual, but also on the broader circumstances and individuals associated with the case, as they diligently pursued every lead and angle in their quest to unravel the mystery surrounding Michael's disappearance. The subsequent course of action involved the excavation of the backyard on Red Wing Street. Brandy and Tyler were advised to remain at home, and their hearts sank as they could do nothing but wait anxiously. Brandy watched helplessly as dump trucks filled with soil from the yard rumbled past her house en route to a processing center where the earth meticulous scrutiny in search of potential evidence related to Michael's disappearance. On December 1st, a press conference was convened during which Police Chief Huff addressed the gathered media. He conveyed a sobering message stating that despite their exhaustive efforts, the remains of Michael Vaughan had not been discovered. However, he emphasized that law enforcement had strong reasons to believe, based on the evidence at hand, that Michael had been abducted and had tragically met his demise. It was also suspected that his remains had been initially buried on the property and subsequently moved. In a further development, Chief Huff revealed that there were two additional suspects under investigation. These individuals had either been residing with or visiting the Wanderers at the time of Michael's disappearance. Their names were disclosed as Brandon Shirtliff and Adrian Lucian, both of whom had extensive criminal records. It was noted that although these individuals were no longer within the borders of Idaho, Fruitland police remained determined to explore every avenue in their relentless pursuit of justice. 1 week later, authorities confirmed that they had established contact with both individuals. However, no additional comments or details were provided at the time. Fast forward to January 2023, and the Fruitland Police Department took to Facebook to make a significant announcement. They revealed that they had successfully recovered several pieces of crucial evidence from the Wanderers' residence. In their official statement, they disclosed that some of these items had been dispatched to a private DNA laboratory for thorough analysis, acknowledging that the analytical process would be time consuming. They expressed their patience in waiting the results, emphasizing the gravity of this development in the ongoing investigation. In a case where law enforcement appeared to have a compelling body of evidence and were diligently working to substantiate their case, a sudden twist unfolded on December 6, 2022. Sarah Wander was committed to a state hospital in Blackfoot due to the concerns about her mental health. As a result, all court hearings were temporarily suspended pending the completion of her mental health evaluation. The commitment order explicitly indicated that she was deemed unfit to assist in her own defense, making it necessary to delay any further legal proceedings. The following months, the court convened monthly to assess her status, eventually determining on March 27, 2023, that she was now fit to proceed with her trial. However, just as one astonishing turn of events seemed to reach its conclusion, another upheaval rocked the entire case. On April 17th, a surprising decision was made by the Piatt County prosecuting attorney, Michael Duke. He requested that the charges against Sarah Wander be dropped without prejudice, implying that the charges could potentially be refiled at a later date. Duke's decision stemmed from a precedent set by the Idaho Supreme Court in 2018, specifically the State versus Aiken. In a parallel situation, the court found that the woman charged with failing to notify authorities of a death had her Fifth Amendment rights against self incrimination violated. Despite this unexpected development, Sarah Wanger would remain in jail facing charges from an incident in April of 2022, including aggravated assault, destruction of evidence, and possession of a controlled substance. Notably, these charges were unrelated to the disappearance of Michael. In response to these developments, Michael's mother, Brandy, expressed her disappointment and frustration. However, she remained hopeful and conveyed her trust in the ongoing police investigation, firmly stating that more charges were forthcoming for those individuals involved in her son's disappearance. The search for Michael Joseph Vaughan, now 7 years old, continued relentlessly. On the second anniversary of his abduction, the case remained highly active. Ground searches had persisted with recent efforts extending into the current month. The investigative team continued their formidable task of sifting through new leads and tips. Fruitland Police Chief Huff underscored that unwavering commitment to bringing justice for Michael. This investigation was entering a new phase as investigators had formally submitted the case along with a probable cause affidavit to the Piatt County prosecutor. Consequently, any inquiries concerning the case would be referred to the Piatt County Prosecutor's Office, reachable at 208 642 6096. Now, more than 2 years since Michael's disappearance, the family marked June 25th as Michael's seventh birthday through a private event in his memory. The outpouring of support they received from individuals worldwide was deeply heartening. Brandy urged everyone to continue sharing memories of Michael's beautiful smile and face, emphasizing the importance of keeping his memory alive. In a case where prosecutors sought more information and a family yearned to know their little boy's whereabouts, a reward of nearly $53,000 is being offered for Michael's safe return. As the 2 year anniversary of Michael Joseph Vaughn's abduction approaches, the Fruitland Police Department has released an important update. The search for Michael, now age 7, remains very active. Our efforts have not ceased with ground searches conducted as recently as this month, and we continue to sift through new tips and leads. This investigation is entering a new phase as we have submitted the case along with a probable cause affidavit to the Piatt County prosecutor. Any inquiries will now be referred to the Piatt County Prosecutor's Office at 1-208 642 6096. The support from the community has been remarkable, and we deeply appreciate the unwavering patience shown to our team. We remain committed and steadfast in our determination to find Michael. To date, the Fruitland Police Department has received over 2,000 tips and leads. If anyone has or learns of information that can help Michael, we urge them to come forward. This Facebook page is the only source for credible firsthand information in this case. Please continue to follow this page for updates. On October 6, 2023, new information emerged regarding Sarah Wandra, initially charged in connection with Michael's disappearance. She will serve between 3 and 7 years in prison on two state charges unrelated to Michael's case. Court records show she pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and destruction, alteration or concealment of evidence for crimes in April of 2022. A federal gun charge against her was dropped because she was prosecuted for the state charges. She remains in the Piatt County Jail awaiting transfer to the Idaho Department of Corrections. Authorities emphasize these charges are unrelated to Michael's case. Wanger was initially charged with failing to report a death in connection to Michael's disappearance, but that charge was dropped in the spring. She was arrested in November of 2022 after police received a tip that Michael's remains might be at her home, but the search yielded no results. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff believes Michael remains were buried there but later removed. Michael, who went missing in July of 2021, has yet to be found. Meanwhile, Stacy Wanger was sentenced to federal prison for unlawful possession of a firearm unrelated to Michael's disappearance. He will serve an additional 4 months on top of the 17 months already served. On November 13th, 2023, Stacy Wanger was released from federal custody. He was sentenced to 21 months for unlawful possession of a firearm. Having already served 17 months, the Bureau of Prisons directed his release, and he is now on supervised release. Despite Stacy's claims on YouTube that his attorney informed him he was no longer a person of interest in Michael's abduction, Chief Huff confirms this is not true. When contacted for a clarification, Stacy's attorney declined to comment. Michael's mom, Brandy Neal, expressed her appreciation for the continued coverage and emphasized the importance of bringing Michael home. On January 8th, 2024, Stacy Wander, a person of interest in the Michael Vaughan case, came to YouTube to share his version of the day and the days following Michael's disappearance. In an effort to clear his name, Stacy appeared on various creators' channels, each time providing his account of the events. He expressed a desire to answer questions and dispel any suspicion surrounding him. However, instead of clarifying the situation, Stacy's interviews seemed to generate more doubt and questions among the public. Each interview revealed new details and variations in Stacy's timeline of the events surrounding Michael's disappearance. These inconsistencies only fueled further suspicion and uncertainty about his involvement. While Stacy's intentions may have been to exonerate himself, the changing narratives he presented during these interviews had the opposite effect. While Stacy spoke to different creators, his recounting of the day Michael went missing varied. In one interview, he might detail specific actions he took or places he visited, while in another, those details could change or be omitted entirely. This lack of consistency led to many to question the reliability of his statements. The discrepancies in his timeline were particularly troubling as they struggled either a flawed memory or potential deception.
Did a bunch of questions on me. Just started asking the questions, what happened, where was I at, typical, the questions I've already answered on through the videos. And as far as the excavation process, I was the one that tipped him off. It was a fable. It was not true. And I told him specifically that he was buried in the backyard, which he was never buried. And I know this is going to sound incredibly stupid to you guys, but this is what I told law enforcement because I was so incredibly in an excessive amount of stress and overpressured that I literally just I was I didn't know what to do. They kept telling me that, oh yeah, you're guilty. You're the one. You did this. You know everything. No, I don't. And I told them that 100 times.
On March 21st, 2024, Stacy Wander was arrested for violating the terms of his supervised release. An arrest warrant was issued by the United States District Court for the District of Idaho, commanded the United States Marshal to arrest Stacy James Wander and bring him before the nearest magistrate judge. The arrest warrant was received and executed by the United States Marshal Service on March 20th, 2024, in Boise, Idaho. Stacy was taken into custody on March 21st, 2024, for violating the conditions of his supervised release. The arrest warrant was returned, executed, and filed with the clerk's office the same day. A docket text notice indicated that Stacy's initial appearance on revocation proceedings was scheduled for March 26, 2024 at 11:45 a.m. in Boise Courtroom 7 before U.S. Magistrate Judge Raymond Edward Patrico, Jr. On March 25th, 2024, the United States Attorney's Office, represented by Aaron Black, filed a motion for detention against Stacy James Wander. Notices were sent to both the United States Probation Office and the United States Marshal Service. Stacy appeared before Judge Patrico on March 26, 2024, for an initial hearing regarding the revocation of his supervised release. During this proceeding, it was determined that a final hearing regarding the revocation of Stacy's supervised release would be held on May 28, 2024 at 9 a.m. in Boise Courtroom 2 before Judge Amanda Brailsford. These case proceedings highlight the legal actions taken against Stacy James Wander for his violation of supervised release terms, including his arrest, the filing of an executed warrant, motions for detention, and scheduled court appearances, culminating in a final hearing set for late May. The search for Michael Joseph Vaughan continues, and any information that could help locate him is invaluable. Please stay vigilant, share the information, and keep Michael in your thoughts and prayers. Michael Vaughan's 8th birthday, a message from his family. June 24th, 2024 marks what should be Michael Vaughan's 8th birthday. Instead of a day filled with happiness, Michael's family is struggling, still yearning for answers about their missing child who vanished nearly 3 years ago near their home in Fruitland, Idaho. Michael's mom, Brandy Neal, asked us to share this heartfelt message today. A message from Brandy Neal. This is a very sad day for our family. Today should be spent with smiles, laughs, and joy, yet our hearts are heavy. This is the third birthday that Michael hasn't been home. Today, we are celebrating the day Michael brought joy and love into this world. Family will have his favorite chocolate cake, and his baby sister will open his presents for him. We are incredibly thankful for the community, law enforcement, and everyone's continued support for Michael and our family. Thank you, Brandy Neal, Michael's mom. 3 years missing, Michael Vaughan, July 27th, 2024. A ride for support and awareness for Michael Vaughan. On July 27th, 2024, the community will come together to mark the 3rd year since Michael Vaughan went missing with a special ride for support and awareness. This ride will mirror the one from 2021, serving as a demonstration of solidarity with Michael's family, a call for continued awareness of the case, and a reminder that the community has not forgotten this young boy. It is also a time to pray for the answers that Michael's family so desperately needs. Cars and trucks are welcome to join, but will be positioned at the end of the ride. We will gather at the Chevron on the corner of Highway 30 and Highway 95, just off the 84 exit to Fruitland. At 6 p.m., kickstands will go up promptly. At 6:30 p.m. for a 45-minute to 1 hour ride, including a pass by the Von Neal home. The event will conclude at Fruitland City Park, where there will be information shared and a moment for prayer. Join us in showing your support and helping to keep this search for Michael alive.
Just panic stricken. I think I was for the next few days. Just didn't seem real.
Almost 3 years now since Michael Vaughan was last seen. That clip of his father that you just saw taken a year after his disappearance.
At the time, his mom also struggling with the reality of their then 5-year-old boy taken from just outside their Fruitland home in July 2021.
It's just been too long. One day was too long. 1 hour was too long. This is not fair to him. It's not fair to his siblings. It's not fair to his family.
Last year, prosecutors charging Sarah Wondra for not reporting a death, then dropping the case. The court sentencing her for something unrelated. Wondra lives just a few blocks away from the Vaughan home. Police claim to have evidence Michael was buried on her property, then his body moved. But as of now, the investigation still sits in the hands of county prosecutors. If you have any information, call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or you can contact the Fruitland Police Department. Both those numbers are here. We also got them on the website, idahonews.com, and we've also got an email tip line as well there.
Update on Michael Vaughan's case. 3 years missing. The community's continued search for Michael Vaughan. Prosecution team preparing for next steps. Fruitland, Idaho. My heart still breaks for the family. We're doing everything we can to help get this case solved, said Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff during an interview on Tuesday, just ahead of the 3-year mark since Michael Vaughan's disappearance. Michael was last seen on July 27th, 2021, at the age of 5 near his home in Fruitland. Despite the passage of 3 years, the case remains active for the Fruitland Police Department. Huff stated that new tips and leads come in weekly. There were 3 today, he noted, and that keeps 2 detectives very busy over here. The department's goal is to follow up on every lead to ensure no stone is left unturned. Law enforcement has a firm understanding of what happened, but the case's progress now lies with Fayette County Prosecutor Mike Duke, who received the investigation from Huff a year ago. The case's complexity and the volume of evidence mean there is still much for the prosecutor to review. I've mentioned that there are terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of data to go through. Prosecution team preparing for next steps. In October 2023, Duke expressed that he expected to charge, but acknowledged its complexities. In a recent email, he reiterated that the case is still active and could not provide further details. I can tell you I have put together a prosecution team and we are preparing for next steps, Duke said. This case will live with everyone who has touched it, and we will do everything in our power to get justice for young Michael Vaughan and his family. Duke praised the Fruitland Police Department for their dedication and diligence in pursuing this case, stating that their commitment is evident in their work. Suspects remain the same. The suspects remain unchanged from those previously identified. No one is currently in custody or facing charges related to Michael's disappearance. Among the suspects is Sarah Wandra, who was charged with failing to report Michael's death, but had the charge dismissed in April of 2023 without prejudice. Other suspects include Sarah's husband Stacy Wandra, Adrian Lucian, and Brandon Shirtliff, who were reportedly living with the Wandras at the time, but Wandra are currently incarcerated for unrelated reasons. Our hope and prayer. Chief Huff could not share specific investigation details, such as any lab results from the search of the Wanderer's residence. Michael has not yet been recovered, but Huff remains a hopeful. We're hoping for fresh information to lead us to the recovery of Michael. That is our hope and prayer every day. Until then, it's a difficult situation for everyone involved, including Michael's family and Huff's staff. We are working with it every day, Huff said. It will be a dark cloud until we can bring some justice for the family. Michael's photo is shown aged progressed to 7 years. He was last seen on July 27th, 2021. Michael was last known to be wearing a light blue t-shirt with the Minecraft logo on it, dark blue boxer briefs, and sandals. If you have any information, please call Fruitland Police Department at 208-642-6006, Fruitland, Idaho Prosecutor's Office at 208-642-6096, or call 911. Update from Fruitland Police Department. Update, missing Michael Joseph Vaughan. Michael has been gone for 3 years now, and the case remains very active. While we have already submitted our case to the Piatt County prosecutor, our primary goal is to continue our efforts in solving this case, finding Michael, and thoroughly following up on every tip and lead by using every investigative tool at our disposal. As such, the National Center for Missing and Endangered Children, whom we partnered with shortly after Michael's abduction, has developed an age progression photo and made it public. Despite the possibility of confusion, we found it necessary to make the photo public as an additional resource in the search for Michael, who is yet to be found. We believe we have a firm understanding of the events that occurred on July 27th, 2021, but it ultimately depends on the Piatt County prosecutor to assemble the case and move it forward. The Fruitland Police Department is thankful for the community's unwavering support and encourage those who have information that may help us recover Michael to reach out to us. Tips can be sent to the Fruitland Police Department at 208-452-3110. Tipsters may remain anonymous. Find Michael at fruitland.org or to Crime Stoppers at 343cops.com. Future updates will be released on this page as they're available. July 27th, 2024.
Today marks 3 years since Michael Vaughan went missing in Fruitland. He was 5 years old at the time of his disappearance. The community has not forgotten about the little boy they affectionately call Monkey. Today, a ride took place in support of Michael and his family. Our reporter, Jude Binkley, spoke with Michael's mother on this anniversary of his disappearance. Jude, I can hardly imagine what today is like for her.
Oh, Andrea, 3 years have gone by, but the heartbreak of Michael's disappearance is still felt throughout Fruitland. His family has faith that one day they'll bring Michael home. 1,096 days since Michael Vaughan went missing. 623 days since crews searched a house for his remains.
You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop.
365 days since the case was submitted to prosecutors. Every day,
we're going to bring him home.
A search for closure for Michael's mom, Brandy.
This community has surrounded our family and Michael, and they haven't forgotten about him. Today's 3 years since he was abducted. And they still have hope, and they give us hope, and they keep us going.
On the third anniversary of Michael's disappearance, the community gathered for a ride in support of Michael and his family.
Show them that we're here, make sure they understand that they've got a whole community backing them and they don't feel alone in this process.
Police believe Michael's remains were once buried in a backyard close to his house. However, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released an age progression photo of what Michael would look like today at 8 years old. Fruitland's police chief released a statement for the anniversary saying, "Despite the possibility of confusion, we found it necessary to make the photo public as an additional resource in the search for Michael, who has yet to be found. We believe we have a firm understanding of the events that occurred on July 27, 2021, but it ultimately depends on the Payette County prosecutor to assemble the case and move it forward."
We will continue to push forward until this family gets closure.
1,096 days with countless people rallying behind them.
Until Michael is physically brought home, however that may be, this family won't get closure.
So we need everyone's help still. We continue to need everybody's help to stay vigilant for Michael.
And there are 4 suspects in this case, including the people who lived in the home crews searched. Their names are Stacy and Sarah Wandra. And any tips on the case can be sent to the Fruitland Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Their number's on the screen right now, 208-343-COPS. And tips can remain anonymous. And Andrea, KTVB did reach out to the Payette County Prosecutor's Office for an update on the status of the case earlier this week, and we have not heard back.
All right, thank you, Jude.
Michael Joseph Vaughan, affectionately known as Monkey, was born on June 24th, 2016, to Brandy Neal and Tyler Vaughan. With his striking blue eyes and golden blonde hair, Michael's playful and adventurous spirit made him a beloved figure in his community. However, on July 27th, 2021, Michael went missing from Fruitland, Idaho at the tender age of 5. By the time of his disappearance, he stood 3 feet 7 inches tall and weighed around 50 pounds. He was last seen wearing a light blue Minecraft t-shirt, dark blue boxer briefs, and sandals. Michael's disappearance sparked a massive search operation with Fruitland residents and law enforcement working tirelessly to find him. The community's unwavering support and every lead are crucial in the ongoing effort to bring Michael home. Authorities believe Michael was taken near his home on Southwest 9th Street in Arizona around 6:40 to 7 p.m. The Fruitland Police Department urges anyone with information on his whereabouts to contact them immediately at 1-208-642-6006 or dial 911. The community's vigilance and support are vital in reuniting Michael with his family.
You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop.
He's coming home.
Hope is why we are here.